Radio feed.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Pick Six Podcast. I got Peso and Ty here with me today, man. How y'all doing?
What up?
Doing good.
I mean, Happy New Year.
Conference championship weekend. Yes, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We've been gone for a little minute, but we back.
Yes, sir, man. We got a lot to talk about just in general, man. It's been so long, but if you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the episode and what we're going to cover today. We already got a comment from Fernando. What's up, Fernando, man? Long time no see. Appreciate you showing up as always, being a consistent viewer of the show. Super Bowl's just around the corner. Yes, it is. We're going to jump right into the games. So we're going to start off with last week's games really quickly and just recap those games. The divisional round that lived up to the hype. We had the Broncos winning in overtime against the Bills at 33-30. We had the Patriots winning in a dominant fashion in the second half against the Texans, 28-16. Then we had a BTA game of the week, Seahawks versus the Niners, 41-6. And we had the Rams winning overtime against the Bears in Chicago, 20-17. And if you see in my top right corner, man, you see the picture. You got Tay Adams. So we're going to start with that game first, and I'm going to let Ty do the honors. What was your thoughts on the overtime win for the Rams against the Bears in Chicago?
I mean, Caleb Williams. That's all you got to say. Apparently, he is the best quarterback when trailing and when he is running outside of the pocket for his life. Nobody can beat him. So I wasn't even surprised with that last second touchdown. But the Bears kind of shot themselves in the foot in overtime. They were only, 13 yards away from getting in field goal range. Their kicker actually makes it this time. So I don't understand going for that deep throw to DJ Moore. People want to blame DJ Moore for not, finishing the route, I would say. But it didn't even need to get to that point. Go get some extra yards, get the first down. Then pretty much you'll be playing today. But I'm happy they threw it. I'm happy. I'm happy it was a pick. But it kind of gets scary for the rest of the league because pretty much the two playoff games the Rams have played, the offense hasn't been looking good at all. And that was their strong suit. So if they're finding out ways to win without the offense being pretty much above average, they can do a lot. It's pretty much like a flip. The regular season, it was nothing but offense. Defense was terrible. And pretty much it just changed in the playoffs.
It was terrible. It was terrible that game too. That defense.
What against
Chicago?
I wouldn't say that. Other than the last second touchdown.
That secondary though, Ty.
I didn't really get 3 times.
Yeah, true, but I didn't really get exposed to the Rams defense, I think, until I watched them in Carolina. And their defense. Go ahead.
Nah, you can keep going.
Now I say their defense is pretty good, but it's definitely declined ever since I feel like Donald left. Even with the two ends that they got, I'd give them a ton of credit. But their secondary, if they could beef up their secondary, they'll definitely be like a top team as long as Matthew Stafford is still there.
Oh yeah, that's a guarantee. But
yeah,
think about all the times they went for it on fourth down. Though, stop them on fourth. If yeah, you can say the Bears stopped themselves by going for it. But But you know defense. You play all four downs.
I think
So
I think this playoffs definitely made us realize too that you got to take the points, and we've been seeing a lot of teams like take a lot of chances on fourth downs, close to field goal
Thank you.
range and stuff like that. It's been interesting.
Thank you. Fernando says he got the Rams and the Pats in the Super Bowl. So either way, if the Pats do win, just in about 45 minutes or so when the game tip off, a little less than that, it's going to be a rematch. It's going to be Rams, Pats 3, Pats, Seahawks 2. So either or, but Pats got to get it done tonight. But we'll get to the predictions for that game in just a moment. Peso, your thoughts on the game?
No, just to hit off what Ty was saying at the beginning, I think people definitely need to continue to pay attention to Caleb Williams. I liked him from USC, but I think his ceiling just like got exposed like way. His ceiling is very, very high. He's gonna be nice for the long haul. But shout out to Ben Johnson, man. I think he did like an amazing job there for his first year. I didn't expect Caleb to improve this fast. But he's pretty solid. So I definitely think, shout out to them. But the Rams, man, I guess it's looking like Matthew Stafford is going to get MVP, and he's been having an MVP season. What he's done on there, Chicago, Carolina is kind of just it's been expected. It's about his time. So you know, we'll see him in the Super Bowl. So I'm with Fernando on that one. But nah, shout out to the Rams, and we'll see what happens today. I'm really interested to see how they do against that defense. I know I will get to that a little bit later, but shout out to them.
Yeah, man. I'll be quick with my thoughts. I thought it was an awesome game. I believe both defenses, more so Chicago's defense, but I'll give credit to the Rams defense. They did really well in moments and spurts when they needed to. So I want to give them credit, especially the back end. The back end, the DBs, they made plays when they needed to at the right moments, a la that pick that Caleb threw in overtime. But I think the Bears lost this game more than the Rams won it. I was saying in the group chat throughout the whole first half, the first two times they went on it on fourth down when they was in field goal range, I think they was at the 7 one time in the 32, 34-yard line, and they go for it on fourth down. To your point, Peso, like I said at the time, this is January football. We don't have time for the fourth and 1 goals. Take the points because the final score is a 3-point loss, and if you take those two field goals, you're up 3. You probably don't even go to overtime potentially. So that makes or breaks the game. So that was one of my biggest takeaways. I will also say Caleb's improvement from rookie season to now with Ben Johnson is vastly improved. Plus, the O-line's been good all year. Adding Luther Burden, the third, is phenomenal. You had DJ Moore making the big plays. Roma Duze was big all season for them. Once Caleb starts getting just as good in structure, offensive plays, as he is outside and off-platform, off-structure plays, their offense is going to be even more scary. Because to your point, you guys mentioned, whenever he's outside that pocket making off-platform throws, it's good to money. He's probably second to none in the league as far as the arm power and being off-platform in the NFL. So now you bring that along.
Would you consider Caleb to become eventually a generational talent? You think he's going to be one of those?
I think when it comes to talent, he already is a generational talent. Now, is he going to be one of the all-time greats? That's a lot to be seen. But as just a talent, do I think they can win the Super Bowl? If they keep,
I mean, after the Rams, it's wide open for me.
I mean, I still like the Eagles. Once they get an OC, a consistent OC, because as you've seen, Jalen Hurts has had a consistent OC all 5 years since he's been there. And we see when he had a competent OC, with that type of offensive team, they won the Super Bowl. But I think they should be one of the favorites. I think Green Bay is going to have something to say with that as well. But considering all their main players on that offense is all either on their second contract or rookie contracts, like Rome, Luther, and Caleb, they're going to have a chance to make some noise. Caleb can be Big Ben 2.0. In what way? Accolades, possibly, yeah. But as a talent, he's for sure one of the best, one of the more talented quarterbacks in the league. But I don't.
What was that? Big Ben?
Yeah, I can see the arm talent for sure. But then again, that's not a bad analogy.
But Caleb's usage of his legs already better than what Big Ben ever put out there. I think that's the difference for me.
At times, because prime Big Ben, he was moving. He wasn't Josh Allen in the sense of athletic ability running the ball, but stature wise, he was one of
It's
those
just
guys
the way that Caleb makes his throws sometimes off the
off
run. Like
platform.
what
Yeah,
we've been seeing is crazy. I think we're in it for the long haul with him.
absolutely. But we're gonna move right along. Um, we're gonna go with the Patriots Texans game. So I'm gonna let Peso start with this one. You see the hat on. Pats win 28-16. This was a defensive game on both sides of the ball. But I'll let you start off, Peso, and give your thoughts on that game.
Um, Texans defense, Texans defense, Texans defense. That's all everybody was saying and boasting about and stuff like that. I give them credit. I do. But I thought, me personally, the whole time I had the Patriots winning this game easy just because the Patriots have been a top 10 defense this season, and they're also a top, what, 4 or 5 defense since the playoffs had started. And I didn't trust CJ. 4 picks or 4 turnovers in the first half was just bananas. I mean, you could call it the game was over from halftime, way before halftime. I think another thing that I was really high on the Patriots defense was that Houston only had 48 rushing yards, so that was big. Holding them under 100 rushing yards was big. But yeah, the Patriots defense, I think people need to give them a lot of credit. Everybody talks about Drake May, Diggs, what them guys been able to do over there, but shout out to Mike Vrabel for him to come here his first season, and I do give credit to Robert Kraft as well because he put the money out there to pick up a lot of pieces to put around this team, and they are legit. But shout out to them. It's gonna be big. We got a big one coming up soon. You already know who I'm going with. Um, it's going to be a good game, but I think it's just going to be a resemblance of what happened last week. Maybe not as much turnovers. Same score though.
You think the Broncos only put up 16 points?
I don't think they'll put up more than 20. The Patriots have yet to let a team score more than 1 touchdown since the playoffs started. So I give, like I say, I give the defense credit. And a lot of people, I feel like, are missing what the hell they're actually doing over there. And just the camaraderie that's going on there. Everybody's playing together. Christian Gonzalez, healthy,
Top 3 corner in the league. He in 3.
so
Yeah, I said
yeah,
it.
shout out to them. Shout out to them. I don't think Broncos put up more than 20 today.
Okay. Ty, what's your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I agree with Peso. After the first half, there was no contest. And I was one of the few that honestly, even though Houston had the number one defense, that wasn't enough to beat the Patriots. You couldn't convince me. Other than their defense, what else? You know, their whole season, the offense was just terrible. The offense is too inconsistent. They're not even good for one full game. They'll be good for a half, maybe a quarter or two, but they're not good for a whole game. And that's the problem. If the defense isn't scoring points off these turnovers, like we saw them do against Pittsburgh, there was no chance. We seen it. He threw 4 picks, and the Patriots barely had a lead. Honestly, it was never gonna happen. And I'm surprised Patriots made it this far. We knew there was going to be a playoff team, even though I had
We
them
gotta
finishing with the same record as the Jets. But
we gotta go back. We gotta go back and get that clip. We gotta go back and get that clip because I had the Patriots, I think, winning 10 or 12 games. I can't really
I think
remember,
you had the most wins for them.
but
I had them at 10.
yeah, I knew it was going to be a good season just because, like I said earlier, what Robert Kraft invested to put around that team. I knew that was going to be an automatic 10-win team. It was just, I feel like the question was really Mike Vrabel and how that was going to look his first year coaching with them. But I mean, hey,
And you got people talking about the strength of schedule and things like that. But you play who's in front of you, and that, so not to diminish that, the schedule was not the strongest for sure. We still got to go out there and win the games. especially after we lost to the Raiders in an opening game and how people was talking to see where they're at now. That's credit to the players, the coaching staff as well. But, you got to win today also, especially with the backup. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. My thoughts on the game, it was a defensive game for both sides. Honestly, if CJ Stroud can find any ounce of what he was his rookie year in that game, it don't have to be a quarter. It could be a deep breath of what he was in his rookie season. The Texans would have won this game easily. The defense forced 3 to 4 turnovers, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they may fumble 2-3 times. They should have won that game if they had any competent quarterback play, if I'm being completely transparent. But credit to the Pats. They made the turnovers as well, and they actually had a quarterback just make enough plays to get them to win. So that just goes to show, man, with quarterback play, it matters. We know Houston's offense has been decimated with injuries. Nico Collins didn't even play because he got banged up the week before against Pittsburgh. Joe Mixon, for whatever reason, never played this season after his suspension. Then the O-line has just been terrible. Trent Brown didn't play either. So, and of course, elephant in the room, CJ Stroud has had one of the craziest drop-offs I have seen at the quarterback position in a long time from what he was at his rookie season to these last 2 seasons. So, with all that in play, it was bound to happen. Now, if this defense was able to find a way to win this game, all credit to them. But credit to the Pats, man. They did what they were supposed to do, and they got the job done in New England. Next game we're going to talk about is the Broncos and the Bills. 33-30. I guess we're going to get the elephant out the room right now. But before, real quick, because I just put the comment up there. Sonovo Loco mentioned he hopes that the Broncos and Seahawks are the Super Bowl teams in the next few weeks because they're in his top 5. And
that'll be disgusting. I'm sorry. Jared Stidham in the Super Bowl. I don't want to personally see it. I'm not saying this as a Patriot fan. I got the Patriots winning today, whatever. But I don't want to see Jared Stidham.
He's a former Patriot, though.
I understand, but the man hasn't played in 2 years.
He's a former Georgia Bulldog for you too.
Nobody was worried about Stiddy and Georgia.
Hey, he got you a natty now. Be respectful.
We're talking about now. We're talking about today. Nobody wants to see no Jared Stidham in a Super Bowl. I'll pass.
Oh, man. Son of a logo with the comment. As a Michigan fan, I am happy to see Blake Corum in the semis when 2 years ago, now he won a natty with Michigan. Shout out to Blake, man. He had a good season. Yeah, elephant in the room. And we won't spend too much time. This could be a yes or a no, and we'll move right along. Was that a catch by Brandon Cooks?
It was a catch and he was down. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ty?
No.
Hold on. One more thing, Ty. One more thing. It was a catch. It was a catch, but it was a tussle. My thing is that he was down. At the end of the day, he was down. So it should have been a dead ball from right there. And then he didn't come away with the pick until he was already down. That's what it looked like from the replay. Once you're down by contact, play's over, as far as I understand.
But if the ball is moving before you're technically down, are you down with a possession of a catch?
Yeah, it's and that's the thing there. Even the replay shows that the ball was in motion, it got taken, and he comes up with the ball. Simple as that.
Calvin with the comment, he said, "Hell yeah, that was a catch." No, it was not a catch. I have to disagree with you, Peso and Calvin, because one of the rules is you have to survive the ground with the ball. And I know people have been posting on social media screenshots, which is nasty because screenshots is not showing the clear clip if you watch the full video. Initially, when he went up for the ball, did he have a possession? Yes. As he was coming down to the ground with, I forget the DB's name from Denver, they both had the ball. As he tried to survive the ground with the catch, the DB snatched it, and there was a catch, an interception. However, we've seen this plenty of times. If they both hit the ground and they're tussling for the ball, 10 times out of 10, the receiver will get the favor call. Most times in these situations, the DB never gets the whistle on this or the decision on their side. It is in this miraculous, crazy situation where he made a phenomenal play. He was able to get the ball right out clean. It sucks because always Brandon Cooks going through these situations. You had him in the Super Bowl with the Pats. You had this situation. I think he was also involved with the Saints and the Rams game way back too. But no, I don't think it was a catch. As far as the game goes, that was a phenomenal game. To Peso's credit, so I'm gonna let Peso get his gloating off in a moment. He had Bo Nix in his top 10 quarterbacks. He had him at 10, I think it was. Bo Nix played like it this year. He played like a top 10 quarterback for sure. He's been one of the more clutch quarterbacks in the NFL this season. It just sucks that he cannot play in the AFC Championship game due to the broken bone in his ankle. With that being said, he outdueled Josh Allen. Call a spade a spade. Josh Allen cost him the game.
I mean,
I'm not doing the whole, the offensive line should have jumped on the fumble and this and that. No, because we did this last year with all the other elite quarterbacks like a Lamar, Mahomes, and Joe. They played bad in the first half, and then they played great in the second half, and whatever it happened, we still put the blame on the QB. Josh Allen, for the entirety of this game, majority of this game, was dog shit. Dog shit. The fumble in the end of the half was inexcusable.
I mean, but let's be honest too. At the same time, and I know you agree with this one, but if it wasn't for Jared Allen, the Bills would be probably a under 5-win team in my opinion.
Josh Allen. For sure. But let's also remember that he did have the leading rusher this season in James Cook. He does have one of the best old lines in football. And I'm only bringing this up for those who like stats because I don't agree with this. This is why I say This is a perfect example why stats can be misleading if you don't watch the games. You know who's the number one passing defense in the league this season? The Buffalo Bills. And we all can sit here and agree and know the Bills' pass defense was fucking ass. We know. So that's why I say stats can be misleading at times. But with that being said, without Josh Allen, they'll be a lottery team for sure. But with that being said, he did cost him this game and basically cost Sean McDermott his job. In that whole other situation with the GM and all that stuff, the Bills is nasty over there. This could be the beginning of the end very shortly. And we hearing Phillip Rivers might be the next head coach in Buffalo.
Oh goodness!
It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not going to be too harsh on that, but going back to this game, he's 4 out of 5 turnovers came from your quarterback, your MVP quarterback, who had no excuses this postseason, as I said, because there's no Patrick, there's no Lamar, and there's no Joe Burrow. There's no reason for you not to get to the Super Bowl. At least get to the Super Bowl. We're not even asking you to win it, which is crazy. But you had to at least get there. And you had the team, to do it. The defense played pretty well up to certain points in that game to give you a chance. You put up 30 points on that Denver defense. You should have won that game, but you choked. And I'm going to treat you accordingly how they would treat Lamar, how they would treat Joe Burrow, how they would treat Patrick Mahomes in this situation. If we're going to put him in that S-tier class, he got to get treated as such. That's what
I'm me personally, I'm done talking about those generational quarterbacks. Shout out to Pat Mahomes. I mean, to me, out of the AFC, I'm done with the Lamar Jacksons. I'm done with the Burrows. And I think it's just crazy because I wanted Buffalo. I wanted a rematch with Buffalo and New England. I wanted one more home game for the AFC Championship. Young May versus veteran Josh Allen. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it. But it's like, where do we go from here? And this may just be Josh Allen's story. One of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, but not never make it.
Absolutely. Ty, your thoughts on this game?
Nah, y'all pretty much touched.
I'll let you start with
based on everything. I will say this. I'll summarize it in couple words. Josh Allen playoff masterclass, because that's what it was. When he gets in the playoffs, you don't know who you're gonna get. I don't care how many times he can. Oh, he rushed for 3 touchdowns, passed for 3 touchdowns in a regular season game. I don't care about none of that. What does he do in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's valid. He has had some great games in the playoffs, but he has some games like this as well. But when it matters most, he did not. He always comes up short, regardless of him being the reason or the team. But he's got to get it done. Real quick, and I'm gonna have Ty start with the Seattle game. But Son of Loco said, with the college football season being over and Indiana winning its first natty, I think we need a movie on the big screen about the entirety of the Indiana season and how it came about. That'll be a dope film to see. We're gonna actually touch base on that in just a moment. But real quick, this won't take long. Seattle Niners ass whooping. Ty, your thoughts?
Yeah. The injuries caught up.
That's it.
The injuries caught up with 49ers. That's all you gotta say. They played how they should have played in a sense. You're down to like your fifth lineman, your fifth defensive lineman, your sixth linebacker. Like, yeah, you're supposed to get blown out, but they made the playoffs. But I didn't expect them to get that brutally massacred. But it seems like Seattle just had their number. A couple weeks ago, they only put up 3 points. Then last week they put up 6. Is what it is. But the good thing for Seattle,
here we go.
Sam Darnold didn't have to play.
Oh, I thought you was about to say something else. That's true. He had to do much.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much. They listed him with an injury before, and he passed like 10 times. Pretty much like another bye week they got.
They started off the game with the kick return. I was like, yeah, they in trouble. See, it was over. He threw 12 for 17, 124 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth, I'll say this for all those who had fantasy football. If you had Kenneth Walker, K9, I know you punching air right now because that man hadn't done jack shit almost all season when it comes to consistency. He comes out and runs for $116 and 3 tubs. It's like, where was this at all season? We needed it. So yeah, I ain't got much to say about that game besides BTA. And if you know what BTA stands for, then you know that's what it was. I wish San Fran's team was healthy because I think we get a completely different game. I think San Fran might even win this game if they were healthy. But if it was a fifth. So Peso, any thoughts on this game before we move right along to the Natty game and then get our predictions?
No, I don't have too much to say on that game, man. Like you said, it was an ass whooping. That's what it was. Seattle's been hot all season, so yeah, I didn't expect too much from San Fran. Like you said, with the health was one of the major problems for them. I think it would have been a better game than that, but Seattle got it going. So
because it's about to be 3:00, before we get into the Natty game, we're going to just do our predictions now because the Pats game is going to start in just a moment, probably another 5 to 10 minutes. Pats, Broncos in Mile High. Winner goes to the bowl, goes to Cali for the bowl game. Who we got? Peso. You believe you got Pats? You said 28-16.
no, I'm gonna go Pat. I'm gonna go Patriots. I they let a lot of teams score a lot of points on them. I think defensive wise, teams average between I know it's higher than like 23 points a game. So I'm gonna go Patriots at least by 30, 32, 33. And then I'm gonna go Broncos. I want to say about 17. I think it's gonna be a wipe.
Hey, hold on.
Okay.
You think it's gonna be Pats 33-17?
I think it's gonna be a wipe.
Oh shit!
I think this game is gonna be over early.
We gonna have that clip.
That's better.
Hey,
when
just like the other clips we should have had when I called out New England this year, and just like y'all said,
No,
when I called
don't
out
worry.
Bo
Those clips will be coming out soon. Trust me. We gonna get those clips out real soon. Ty,
I thought he said the Patriots is gonna win by 30.
I thought so too.
No.
I had to let him finish his stuff first. I had to let him land. Because I was like, hold on now. That's crazy.
I think what we seen with San Fran, I think that was like once in a lifetime thing. I think the biggest thing was health. So, but seeing a score like that, I don't see that happening. Not with the teams that's left right now.
Word. Ty, who you got?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer than people think. So I'm gonna say Pats 30, Broncos 27.
Okay. I think it's gonna be closer than people realize as well. And I think, I know though Denver weather and air is going to have a factor in this game to a certain extent. So that's going to play in their favor, at least for the first half, until you get that second win and get going. Gonzalez, for those who don't know, actually, Christian Gonzalez played for Colorado before he went to Oregon. So he should be okay when it comes to that. He might catch his win a lot sooner. Matt Collins is playing today. Carlton Davis should be playing today, I believe, as well. Jordan Farmer is not playing for the Paps. Troy Franklin is not playing for Denver as well. I'm going to go score 24 or 21 Pats. I'll probably go Denver 17, 20.
Real
I think
quick
it'll be a
before
field goal, touchdown or less type of game.
real quick before we move forward, give me some quick stats y'all think Stid's gonna do today. I want to hear this.
Well, I think J.K. Dobbins is
2
playing.
picks.
I think J.K. Dobbins is going to play. I'll probably say I will say this. I am more worried about playing Stidham than I am Bo Nix. And the reason why, I know that sounds crazy, but there's a reason why.
Don't bring up the Nick Foles.
No.
Okay.
Nick Foles ain't got nothing to do with this because Brady ain't playing.
A lot of people's been talking about past history. I'm like, come on, guys.
No.
Go ahead.
Stidham has not thrown a pass in 2 years, maybe? I will say this: Cortland Sutton has more pass attempts than Stidham up until in about 5-10 minutes. The reason why I fear Stidham more than Bo Nix is because there's not a lot of tape on him. And of course, for those who play football, when you got tape on someone, you can watch the tendencies. You can try to play to their weaknesses and try to scheme them up that way. With not that much tape and having someone like Sean Payne being able to scheme up an offense for someone who's been in that system with him for 3 years now, can cause some challenges. Not because he's a great, phenomenal quarterback, but just because the reps isn't there. So that's what scares me a little bit, especially with him being in the league as long as he has been, along with that type of defense to help him. If the defense can help him get field position, and it don't have to necessarily be points, that can be the icing on the cake. But if that defense can get him in good field position where he doesn't have to do too much, where it's like a Sam Darnold kind of a game, where he only has to throw 17 to 20 passes, I could see them winning this game. Now, the run game is going to be key because I think that's going to help open up the passing game for Denver. But we know New England's defense against the run has been phenomenal all season. So I like our chances there. But I think Stidham probably throws anything between 17 to 23 passes, probably maybe 180 to 220 passing yards, maybe a touchdown or two. I don't know if he throws any picks, but that's my kind of my stat line for him. If I had to guess.
I agree with you guys too. And I think the main thing for me is because Sean Payton is going to make him be aggressive. This is the AFC Championship game. I mean, what more do you got to lose? He's going to make him take some shots, some early shots. You're going to see it in the game once it gets started. I feel like he's going to go deep. He's going to really test the waters and then probably just try to control the game from there.
Absolutely. And I expect Stidham to play with some fire. I mean, this is a team that drafted him, right? He has familiarity with Josh McDaniels because he was in Vegas with him with the Raiders as well. He a Georgia Bulldog. You know, that got to mean something. So, I mean, I expect him to come out with a little bit of fire, but I don't. The Pats should be able to win this game, but I'm not going to just walk over Denver like they haven't been one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL all year. Another comment from Son of a Loco. What is an NFL team y'all liked in the past, don't like? What is an NFL team y'all liked in past, don't like these days? Mine are the Panthers.
The teams you ain't used to like before that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out what he meant by that. I'll probably
that you ain't like now.
Maybe the Falcons. If I had to think, I'll probably go Falcons. Definitely. All right, real quick. Ty, you said the Pats or the Broncos. Did you give your prediction?
Yeah, I had Pats 30, Broncos 27.
And who you got? Well, I know who you got. What's the final score for the Seahawks and Rams game?
You don't know who I got? Nah.
Oh, come on.
I mean, isn't it obvious?
It's gonna be low scoring.
New England's coming out with intensity already.
Got
Don't worry,
Rams.
we about to wrap up.
Rams 24, Seahawks 23. 1 point game.
Yeah, I agree. It's been close all season, both games. I'm gonna go Rams. I'll be different from Ty, but I think it's gonna be I say 28-27.
I'm gonna stick with the Rams because that was my pick in the beginning of the year. Besides the Eagles coming out the NFC, so I'm gonna be consistent. Although I can really see Seattle winning this game. I think Seattle's gonna find a way, but I'm sticking with my gun. So I'm gonna go Rams. It's gonna be high scoring. I'm gonna say 27, 21, or 24. So and
Got a three and out quick by Stidham. Pressure, a lot of pressure is coming from New England.
Now, real quick, we want to talk about the national championship game. Indiana won a phenomenal game against Miami. Fernando Mendoza goes out with a bang. Corsinetti, he just wins games. Google him. What was your thoughts on the game?
I ain't got too much on that. I honestly fell asleep on the game. I mean, I had Indiana winning the game. I thought it was gonna be more of a like a 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown win just off of what they did in the week before. But Mendoza, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. I think the main thing that I noticed with him is that he just has a ton of confidence, and I think that's going to help him move into the next stage and stuff like that. But I definitely do agree. It'll be nice to see a little story, a little documentary about their season and what they did this year. Like going 16-0 is not something easy to do at all.
Yeah, and I think what people seen from Indiana is what people was hoping to see from Colorado. Not a 16-0 fashion, but just the historic meteoric rise to a natty game. But people don't understand that it takes a lot. It takes a time. It takes process. So I thought the game was really good. Miami showed fight. I think those key fourth downs, third down plays, those fades to Becker was huge. But I think Miami will be back. Fernando Mendoza, a lot of the system they ran is not really an NFL offense catered system. So I'm interested to see how he looks in the NFL with the Raiders, because obviously I believe he's going to be the number one pick. I just hope they have an OC that can properly progress him. That's my biggest issue. Because we talk about drafts, no matter what organization it is, I don't care where you get drafted. I only care about where they go, so the development process goes. So that's my biggest takeaway on that. Ty, any comments on this game before we wrap up?
I just want to say one thing. Malachi Tony is a dog.
Gabos.
I just want to say that.
Sympathy.
And
what is he? He's young, freshman, sophomore.
He's a true freshman. Like he would have been a senior this year in high school.
Wow.
He's a dog. So whoever gets him in a couple years, woo.
Hopefully my Pats.
But yeah, Mendoza put his heart on the line, but it kind of sucks when you realize he's going to be a quarterback for the Raiders next year.
True.
That's
but
he
got Gentry and Bowers, so hopefully
he got the weapons, but I think it's
that division is gonna be tough.
I don't know. The Raiders just always do Raiders stuff, so I'm not going with higher expectations than I had last year for them.
Absolutely. Worst Super Bowl in my opinion, the one I could think of off the top will be the Rams Patriots. 13-3.
That was not the worst Super Bowl.
It wasn't the worst. But that's when I thought about
Seahawks Broncos. That game was over after the first two Seahawks drive.
Okay. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
At least the problem with the Pats Rams, it was just low scoring.
Yeah, it was a defensive game. I love the game personally.
For just how the season was,
Yeah.
The Pats had a good offense.
What about the best?
The best Super Bowl, Eagles Pats. That Nick Foles game, that Super Bowl was fire.
Yeah, it depends. It depends what you. I'm gonna
go
it's
Pats Falcons.
Yeah, it's either Pats Falcons or Pats Seahawks.
Those
only two.
That was a great one. But real quick, we have some coach signings. We're not gonna indulge in this too much because we're about to end the show so we can get to the NFC Championship game that has started. But we have some big names being signed. Robert Saleh going to the Tennessee Titans. John Harbaugh going to the Giants. Kevin Stefanski is going to the Falcons, and many more names have been signed. But we're going to leave it there because we're going to get our thoughts on this next week so we can really get a deep dive into the coaching hires and what our thoughts are. So we'll leave it there. If you made this far, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Your thoughts on this episode. We appreciate you guys showing up and taking time out today. Hopefully you guys are staying warm and staying safe through the snowstorm. And we'll see you guys real soon, man. Grade A Wrestling's coming back real soon. Basketball, the podcast is coming back real soon. And we'll see you guys next week for Pick 6. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys on the flip side.
Go Pats.
Let's go. Go Rams.
Radio 8.